So, hey guys, I'm not going to do a long introduction because if you found me, you've probably been following me for a while, but I will put a short bio down below in the comment section or wherever this is going to be posted. But I will tell you that at 66 years old, I have been doing this health and wellness thing, this metaphysical thing, this new age thing, this new world thing for quite a few years. Coming from the background I've come from, it's a wonder I'm still here. So I have found the methods, the techniques, the things that work for healing, the things that have led me to a life of helping others and serving others. And I've done a lot of things in my life, and we'll get into that in each episode as we come along. But today's episode was going to be about terminology and the techniques and the words that people are using. As I scroll through my feed, which I do because it's my business to be on social media, I'm finding that people are taking a simple context of something and turning it inside out and upside down and right side up and over there and adding words in and adding contextual images and graphics and words that you kind of got to read 2 or 3 times to see if it even makes sense. So an example. I'm going to think of an example. Let's just say someone's trying to talk about the energies right now, what's happening right now. And someone may get into all the metaphysical, the quantum physical aspects of it, the moon, the stars, the astrology, the solar flares, the ascension things, the chakras, the Pleiadians, the this, the that, the politics, the wars, the effects, this and that. And they use these great big long words. And I mean, I'm educated, guys. So some of these words I'm going, you're using those in a sentence? Like, why? And then I'll see another description and it'll be totally off the wall. And I will have to actually go into my dictionary and look to see what these words mean. So my point is that I'm seeing this and there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing ever wrong. There's nothing ever right. It just is. It just is. It just is. But it's hard for the mind to fathom. And I mean, I didn't fall off the turnip truck yesterday. So they say. And yet I'm having to reread some of these things that people are saying about events and situations and things 2 or 3 times to understand what language, what they are translating something into for us to be able to understand. Now, for me, how do I say this? Am I complex? Sure. Are you complex? Sure. But I also like simplicity. And what I've been finding throughout the years is that spirit is really leading me, quite a few others, I don't know about you, to more simplistic ways of being, of living, of translating, of accepting our lives. So what does that look like? Well, it looks something like spending much less time trying to figure out the world and start living in it. Spend much less time trying to figure out the world and start living in it. And I know some of you are going to say, but Judy, for God's sakes, we have to figure out how to live in this crazy world. And Judy says, no, we don't have to figure out anything. We have to be in touch. Oh, here we go. Judy's going into metaphysics. We have to be in touch with the higher selves, with the God source, with the universe, with third eye, with the angels, whatever you want to call it. Because that in itself has every bit of information and knowledge and wisdom you'll ever need. And then here we go. Some are saying, oh yeah, she's talking about intuition. Well, I don't have that, or I had it once, or my mother had it, or I've heard about it. Guys, we all have it. We've either forgotten how to use it or don't believe we can. So rather than trying to figure out how to live in this world, and that's what the beginning of this conversation led me to all of this jargon that people are writing about, because everyone seems to have an idea of what's going on in the world, and they have their way of saying it, speaking it, writing it, that sometimes gets convoluted and complicated. Whereas what I was saying, you've got to read it, you've got to look at the words in the dictionary to see what they mean. And that's frustrating, because a lot of people, here's what happens. A lot of people look up to these people as being extremely educated and knowledgeable and wise and in touch and intuitive, when they may actually not be. And they may, I'm not saying they are. Some maybe are, some maybe aren't. This is how we build our guru system, by listening to what someone's saying, seeing how they present themselves in person, on video, what they wear, what their backgrounds behind them are. If they're jumping off a mountain, if they're sitting at a desk like I am. And what they say, we start to judge, and we judge them on their performance and their words and how they bring it across to you. And then we elevate them, we judge them, put them to a status. And I want to tell you that I truly believe we are being led away from that. I know I have been for quite a few years. Man, I used to have like 3,000 books, guys, that had everything and anything you'd want to know about the world and spiritualism and God source and angels and cards and metaphysical stuff and quantum physics and you name it. I had books and videos, VHS tapes, cassettes on religion and everything. Because I was back then, so 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, I was consumed by thinking I had to have consumed that knowledge to be able to elevate myself to a place of understanding what the world is, what I'm supposed to do in this world, how I'm supposed to show up. And I truly, truly believe right now that is, for me, has come to a halt. Actually, quite a few years ago, but I feel that it's more for the collective right now, that we don't need that. Everything that we thought we needed, we don't need. Oh, yeah, that's a big topic. Everything we thought we needed, we don't need. Huge topic. But I'm just going to stick with this short little thing today about the jargon, the language, the way people are speaking, writing, that it gets confusing and we tend to put them at an elevated status. I'm going to encourage you not to. I'm going to encourage you to make sense of it with your higher self. If you're interested in a topic that's happening out there or something that's going on and you want to understand it, like the solar eclipses that are here right now, and we've got Mercury in retrograde, things like that. Those are tangible things that people can feel, not only physically within themselves, and they experience it with their equipment or with travel. Excuse me. So we know that this sort of is a happening or a truth, we could say, or a tangible thing that we can see and feel. So in rounding this off today, because I want to keep this short, because I want to do so many of these and I don't want to combine everything all into one. If you can understand that people are desperately trying to be somebody, so they're going to interpret and say what they think they're interpreting from something in a language we may not understand. And that's okay. Please don't get frustrated with that. Know that that's just not your way of hearing or seeing or learning or understanding. And I encourage you to pause and stop and just say, what do I need to know about this? Or God or source energy, show me in layman's terms what this really means. And that's what I love to do for my clients, is put what's happening in this world into layman's terms and then live life amongst everything. And that's a whole other show. But for now, guys, please let yourself off the hook of thinking that there are gurus out there that you need And I'm not saying that there isn't people, events, courses, things like that, that you don't need to, or that you may want to listen to hear, to take part of, to educate yourself, to further yourself, or a coach or something like me to help you move forward. I'm not saying not that, but I'm saying is don't judge yourself on not being able to understand some of the jargon that's out there, because some of it doesn't make sense to me either. And that's where I like to bring things into layman's terms, into the simplicity of things, to be able to live our life full of joy every day, which I do amongst my struggles that I've had and continue to have. They come in, they flow in all the time. I love life, and I want to be able to show you how to do that, and show you, share with you how to remove your PTSD, your anxiety, your depression, your aches, your pains, your physical illness and diseases. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? So for now, just understand that you are exactly where you need to be right now, and everything's going to unfold for you as it should. And until next time, guys, be well, take care of yourself, because only you know how to do that.